Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I want to just make a video right here about how WWE just doesn't fucking get it. They don't get it at all. The main focus right now on the internet is the whole AJ Styles, the 4 guys signing from New Japan. We're all excited. The internet's all excited. And the thing is, this ain't gonna change jack fucking shit. Still gonna have bad storylines. Still gonna have Roman Reigns at the top. If you think that AJ Styles, first of all those motherfuckers are going right to NXT. You know that. The thing is, they're gonna put them all in NXT. AJ Styles, as I said, this is a guy, he's been in the business for a long fucking time. He's been like fucking in main events for like half a decade on the indie scene in TNA. Did I say half a decade? Or like a decade and a half is what I mean to say. Nearly a decade and a half. First time I saw AJ Styles, I was impressed by his wrestling ability. Back in 2002, I was watching TNA back when they had the weekly pay-per-views. And, I was impressed by AJ. But the thing was, I noticed right away that AJ Styles just didn't have a lot of charisma. He's basically like a lot of wrestlers on the indies. And I see a lot of these comparisons, people comparing the indies to WWE. And really the fact of the matter is this. The indies, you really think that a lot of these guys have charisma? You think that, like, Joey Ryan, just because he has a fucking powerful penis, this is what people are like, oh, this is hilarious. The fucking guy, he's having other wrestlers grab his cock and shit. You think that this is stimulating entertainment? This is, what everybody is saying, oh, the indies is where it's at in professional wrestling right now. Basically, I want to say this. Fuck the fucking indies. The only time I was into the indies was Ring of Honor when it was hot. When I was watching it, started really getting into it in 2005, started going to the shows out on Long Island, on Lake Grove, in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I was watching a lot of Ring of Honor, the live shows. I was never one to go online and watch their shows on their fucking website. I just didn't have the patience for that. But when Bryan Danielson was the champion and he was having classic matches with Nigel McGuinness and shit like that, that's when I was really into Ring of Honor. When they had the embassy and all that shit, fucking Ring of Honor was fucking amazing then. You had these amazing hot crowds, and I was buying the DVDs and stuff, and it was real. That was like real excitement, and there was a lot of characters, but those days are gone. Most of those guys are already in WWE, or they've just ended up somewhere else on the indie scene, and now Ring of Honor is a mess and everything. So pretty much there is no fucking competition, really. People keep recommending Lucha Underground to me. And I just, the thing is, why I'm so hesitant about watching it is just because I know it's not going to be that great, guys. Obviously, people are blaming me for not watching Lucha Underground. The thing is, if I watch Lucha Underground, I come on here and I do a review about Lucha Underground, even though I think it's decent, it's not going to really change any minds or anything like that, Telling you, Lucha Underground, there's a reason why the show is not being popular, is not that popular. If it was really that good, as I said, don't you think people would be watching it? Truly, think that to yourselves. If something is truly that great, people will know about it. Or there will be some sort of fan base. Barely anybody is watching Lucha Underground. It's not even big enough for people to consider it a fucking cult following or something like that. It's not big enough, and it's not going to be, and it's probably not going to last that long. Will I watch it? Yeah, when I feel like it, when I get time. There's just, watching Raw every week and watching the pay-per-views, even though they're once a month, is enough for me. I really can't handle anything beyond that. But I want to get back to my point. So, we're all excited about these New Japan guys and all that. And we all know none of these guys are going to fucking change the face of WWE. You think Luke Gallows, you think that this guy's going to come back and he's going to save the fucking world? I mean, let's be honest. Luke Gallows, he's talented for a big man, but does he have any charisma? No. Even if he does, they're not going to give him a chance to showcase that charisma. And whatever the other guy's name is, Nakamura, he's like a fucking, legend over there or something like that. Whatever, None of these guys none of them are going to have that same popularity level that they do with the IWC and everything. They're going to come out. AJ Styles will get a pop because people know who he is. It's been anticipated for a long time on the internet. So he will get a big pop, but AJ Styles is, like I said, he's going to get the Neville treatment. Maybe slightly better than that. But I'm saying, look at a guy like Kevin Owens. A guy like Kevin Owens that actually shows charisma, that actually has a bit of an attitude. The guy was knocked down. I mean, they had so much faith in Kevin Owens in the very beginning of his career, of his run on the main roster, that they let him beat John Cena. And I don't think people even realize, and they're not outraged enough by this. Do you know what that means to beat John Cena? Do you know that a lot of people on the roster haven't even beaten John Cena like that with a fucking clean pin? You know how much it takes for Vince McMahon to allow somebody to beat Cena on a fucking pay-per-view? It's like truly like to be considered a fucking honor. So once I saw that, usually I don't get fooled by WWE. I don't get my hopes up. But the thing is, once I saw Kevin Owens beat Cena, that's not something I'm used to seeing. So I got a little bit fucking excited. And you guys could see it in my fucking review of that match. I don't even know that. I'm sure it was a good match, but most of the rating was that I was fucking ecstatic that finally they found somebody they deemed worthy enough to beat Cena. And it was a guy that had great wrestling ability and was showcasing a bit of charisma. So it was really like a real life-affirming moment. Like, hey, maybe not all hope is lost for WWE. Maybe they will fucking, do something out of the ordinary every now and then. And maybe they'll actually allow people to beat Cena from time to time if they're talented enough. Well, that pretty much came and went just as fast as it came. And of course, we all fucking came, orgasm-wise when that happened. And, it went far away. And now we see Kevin Owens in the mid-card. And he really is doing the most interesting stuff on the show still. Now, everybody else who's came to the main roster, the Divas and everything, it's not really their fault. It has nothing to do with that. When they were NXT, all these people were cutting good promos, like Paige, cutting good promos, wrestling good matches. They come to the main roster, they get watered down. They're not allowed to showcase any, form of their personality. They're not allowed to be themselves. So the question is this. It's like, what the fuck is the point even? What the fuck is the point? NXT is developmental. We all know that. We could all appreciate the matches in NXT, the promos in NXT, and everything like that. But still, it's really still not enough. Here's the thing. When it comes to NXT, there's still no real storylines going on in that shit. They tell stories in the ring, yes, but there is no storylines, which is why you don't see more people watching NXT. It's still not like the fucking WWE main roster, like how it used to be when they did have storylines and characters. Finn Balor, for example, like I said in another video, besides his face paint and everything, the guy really has no charisma to speak of. And we've already seen what AJ Styles could do. I mean, they went so far to try to get this guy to showcase a little bit of character. Now, this is in no way knocking AJ Styles. The guy is a great wrestler. I'm sure he's a great man, whatever the fuck, before all the fanboys jump all over me. The thing is, they made him dress up like Ric Flair in his fucking robe, act exactly like him, and it still was not enough. I mean, to me, it seemed the more and more they tried to get AJ Styles to showcase his personality, the less appealing he became. I mean, it really was quite painful, excuse me, to see AJ Styles try to be charismatic. Because the thing is, you shouldn't have to try to be charismatic. You shouldn't have to try. You should just be charismatic naturally. That's just how it is in wrestling, and a lot of people have to understand this. Yes, they don't get opportunities a lot of times to showcase their characters and what they can do, but it's also up to the wrestler to have a personality of their own. Sometimes I don't know what it is. Like I said, I don't know how much they're allowed to show their real character, or maybe the thing is they're just not that good on the mic, and they really just don't have a personality. Maybe we've reached a point in WWE where some of these guys don't really have personalities like back in the old days. That's something that really, speaks volumes in Hollywood. You got a lot of older actors saying that certain well, I think this is kind of false, but there's people going around Hollywood like older actors saying that, the actors of today, the current generation, are not as good as back in the day. Like, there was more characters, more personalities back then. I kind of disagree with that. Characters all depend on how somebody is, acting in a movie. Not Al Pacino did not act the same way in every single movie. He might have played similar roles in certain movies, but that's the whole job of a fucking actor. So, you always have that generational thing. We always see that fight here on YouTube, the classic, Attitude Era fans, such as myself, against, these fans that believe that everybody's just hung up on the Attitude Era and we should appreciate the new shit. And the thing I have to say to these people is, you're fucking out of your fucking minds already. Here's the thing. Nobody is going to get into AJ Styles. Yes, he's a great wrestler. Yes, the guy has God-given fucking ability. He's amazing in that ring. It's, he's not one of the best of all time, but hell, does the guy deserve to get like a run in WWE? I think so. But, the thing is, as a main eventer, I don't think anybody's going to quite buy it. Like I said, certain guys can get away with it, like Jeff Hardy, if they've done enough in the business to just showcase, enough attitude just without really having to say anything. But it's very fucking rare. It's very, very rare in that case that somebody could get over without, having to have a character. The thing is, though, no one is going to accept AJ Styles in the way that somebody accepted Stone Cold. You see, this is why the supposed Attitude Era fans that don't know how to let go of the past, supposedly, this is what's said about us, we're supposed to ignore these facts. We're supposed to ignore that guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, and the list goes on and on. Back in the day, that all these guys that we're supposed to just say that, oh, being a good wrestler is enough, when really the fact of the matter is this: being a good wrestler is not enough. It's not enough. And you didn't really see this until a lot later on. Stuff like Chris Benoit being champion, this was all stuff post-Attitude Era, when they were not doing as well. Because, like Vince Russo's been saying in his podcasts, and I've been supporting this guy, he's been saying it. The good wrestling, it's not enough. And quite frankly, I don't think that a lot of the wrestling is all that great lately. Once in a while we get a good match, but most of these matches suck. And, it's just that I don't care about them, which makes them suck even more because there's nothing to them. There's nobody really interesting wrestling in the matches. They're not giving you a reason to even fucking care. You can't just throw guys into a match. Like I said, AJ Styles versus Cesaro, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. The matches would be great. They'd be fucking awesome. But they're going to have terrible build. They're not going to be showcasing any character. It's just going to be two guys wrestling. Two guys fucking wrestling. And that's the thing. Really, when you think about it, it's just two guys wrestling. It's a fake fucking choreographed fight. Nothing behind it. There's nothing about it. Really, the whole reason why people watch WWE during the Attitude Era and back in the 80s, and maybe like the really early 90s when already things started to fade out a little bit as far as popularity went for the WWE, they were into the pageantry. They were into, the whole majesty of it. Like fucking WrestleMania, the razzle dazzle. I mean, the thing is, you look at some of those early WrestleManias, and a lot of the matches fucking sucked fucking cock. They really did. I mean, you look at the first WrestleMania, that shit fucking sucked. But you see some of the wrestlers on there and their characters, I mean, they're second to none. That's why people were fucking watching, because they loved the characters. Everybody ate that shit up because the characters, the storylines, the connection. You look at a feud between Macho Man and Jake the Snake Roberts, and this was like when wrestling wasn't even really considered to be that edgy, and yet it was. It was appealing, and many people watched it. I mean, to put it into perspective, they used to fucking once a month take Saturday Night Live off the air, which was one of the highest rated shows on TV, and replace it with wrestling. That's how big wrestling was during the fucking 80s. And I still remember my dad, who is responsible for getting me into wrestling in the first place. Fun fact there. He never watched wrestling as a kid, or barely watched it. He was going to watch Saturday Night Live one night, and he wasn't even aware about Saturday Night Main Event being on. Turns the TV on, getting ready to watch some of those famous comedians from back in the day, fucking getting on there like John Belushi and whoever else, fucking legends of comedy, acting on this fucking, epic show back in the day. And Saturday Night Live is a shell of its former self. I really recommend that you people go back and watch just how great Saturday Night Live was back in the day, if you think that it's funny now. I know there's some people who still watch, and I just, how do you watch that shit? Anyway, they used to take that off the air and replace it with fucking wrestling. Fucking Men in Tights used to replace popular comedians in prime time. Do you people realize what that took to do that? That was the power of the WWF back then, the fucking World Wrestling Federation. I mean, yeah, and also Smackdown, fucking Smackdown. Yeah, the show that's considered the B show, the one that nobody watches, the one that gets like barely fucking like a 1.7 or something every week, not even. Fucking Smackdown, the B show back in the day, beat out the fucking must-see TV block, which was fucking just dumbfounding. All the fucking popular shows back in the day. I think Friends was even still on the air when they beat them out. More people were watching Smackdown than Friends. One of the biggest, I don't know, I believe Friends was still on at the time. But some of the biggest sitcoms of all time. And Smackdown beat them out for the top rating spot. Does anybody realize what that meant? How hot wrestling was at these specific periods of time. And why were they hot? Because they had fucking storylines. They had characters that mattered. It wasn't all about, signing this indie darling from fucking, from fucking Japan that no one's even gonna fucking care about. All you're doing by signing AJ Styles is pleasing the internet fans. What they really should be doing is finding a star that has charisma, build somebody up. Not fucking Roman Reigns, who can't even talk. You can't even fucking relate to the guy. Back in the day, what was appealing about Stone Cold Steve Austin is the guy was a badass. He was a cool dude. He cursed. He flipped people off. He was drinking beer. He hated his boss. Kind of reminds you of fucking America. Fucking people just working, hating their bosses, talking shit about people. They're in their cars, road raging, fucking cursing at the world. And it was channeled through a character. It was perfect. And not only that, but the guy was a good wrestler. He had an attitude. He made matches exciting. And he knew how to tell a story. Is AJ Styles or fucking Nakamura or whatever the fuck his fucking name is, are they gonna do that? No, they ain't. So what the fuck is the point? Yeah, are they gonna have good matches? Okay, yes, but we're not gonna really remember them. You notice the matches that you really remember are like Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania, or Stone Cold versus McMahon in the cage. You know why you remember those fucking matches? Because they all had big fucking build-ups. They all had fucking incredible commentary accompanying it. Not fucking Michael Cole. These guys are having fun. Yeah, Michael, they're having fun in there. It's all about having fun. New Day's having fun. Fuck! I'm not having fun. How are the fucking wrestlers having fun in there, getting their asses fucking handed to them, and I'm sitting there fucking miserable? No, this ain't fun. This is fucking shit. They're not having fun at all. There ain't no fun to be had. Yeah, go ahead, sign AJ Styles. The guy's talented as fuck. You might as well. But the thing is this. You're not going to improve ratings by doing this. Nothing is going to come of this. And people are going to say, oh, Brad, you complain about it. Yeah, I do. You know why? Because it all sucks. Fix it. I'm not the one celebrating because they got a 2.6. Oh, yay. Oh, let's celebrate mediocrity. Why am I going to celebrate a 2.6 when they used to fucking take Saturday Night Live off the air once a month to replace them? They beat must-see TV. They beat some of the biggest sitcoms of all time. If they could do that, now they're all they're fucking worried about is climbing back up to a 3.0. They used to do 8 million views a lot of the time. They used to have fucking truckloads of people. Now they have fucking, they have a quarter of the ratings they used to have, and now they're settling on mediocrity. You retards are fucking celebrating, but really this is the thing. I mean, and it's gone on long enough. Yes. I love Daniel Bryan. The guy's great. I love Cesaro and all that. But these guys are not going to set the world on fire. It's pretty much confirmed. They don't have the personalities to carry it over. I don't know. Daniel Bryan had the whole crowd behind him. Maybe if they did a little bit something more with him, he could have taken it to the next level. But it was never going to be at the Stone Cold level or the Rock level. You know what I mean? It's not. What they need to do is, how come every single time they always had somebody to carry this company? Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock, and now they have nobody to carry them. The Cena shit ain't getting it done, and Roman Reigns taking up the mantle is the worst idea they had. They should just stop while they're fucking ahead, because they're making fools out of themselves. This is going to be your next big star, guys, and the ratings are at 2.1. For God fucking sakes. And I didn't even see any official ratings for last week's Raw. Or this Raw, for that matter. I mean, what, are they fucking embarrassed to even release the ratings or something? I don't even know. The thing is, it's like, come on already. I'm fucking sick of this fucking bullshit already. We've had enough. We want improvement. It's gone on for too fucking long of them being shitty already. Don't they want to be good? Don't they want to get better? Don't they want better ratings? Don't they want more money? Don't they want more sponsors? I mean, they got a lot of sponsors now, but the thing is, they'd have even more if they did better ratings. Better fucking ratings than back in the day. As I said, they are settling on mediocrity. They are in the fucking shitter right now, and all they want to do is climb back up to a 3.0, and they'd be happy with that. The company's doing well. It's doing fine. It's doing marvelous. We all heard this from Vince McMahon like a year ago. The fucking company is doing fantastic. It's in the shitter. Yeah, it's doing fantastic. It's doing wonderful. As I said, Jericho comes out on Raw. He speaks the truth, saying the same fucking thing he said like 15 years ago, 16 years ago, and it was the truth, and that wasn't even the truth back then. Repeat the promo today, and it's very much a fact of fucking life. Anyway, 26 minutes into this video. I think that's enough. We'll save more of this rant for another time. But that's pretty much what I wanted to say. WWE doesn't have a clue. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Signing AJ Styles ain't gonna do jack fucking shit. It ain't gonna fucking change the world. It ain't gonna get more money into their fucking bank account. It ain't gonna do shit for anybody. All it's going to do is continue the same fucking cycle over and goddamn over again. We're still going to get the same level of quality. It's not going to change a goddamn fucking thing. All right, motherfuckers. Ha.